Hello and welcome. My name is Alice Childs. I'm from Highland, Utah, and I'm a professional genealogist and a temple and family history consultant for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Today I will be sharing 3 easy ways to document your ancestor's life at FamilySearch. Let's get started. You might be wondering what it means to document your ancestor's life. I am talking about attaching documents like birth, death, and marriage records, censuses, and other original records to your ancestor's profile at FamilySearch. And why is this important? First, providing documents backs up your research and adds credibility to the FamilySearch tree. It's also a quick way to find missing family members and add them to the tree. Finally, discovering and attaching records tells the story of your ancestor's life. Before I jump in and share my 3 easy ways to document your ancestors' lives, I want to emphasize that this process will require you to be a detective. You will need to be able to analyze the records you will be attaching to your ancestors' profiles and determine whether the information about the person in the record matches known information about your ancestor. Do the names match? Do the dates correspond? Are the places close enough to be realistic? I hope you will find that this can be a fun process as you approach it through the lens of an investigator working to provide proof of someone's true identity. The first step in the process is to choose an ancestor to work on. Sophia Paddleford was the wife of my ancestor's cousin. When I first looked at her profile on FamilySearch, a few basic facts were listed, with only one source, a marriage record, attached. Sophia Paddleford was simply a name on a page with few details known about her life. Today, I will walk you through the methods I used to attach records to her profile. At the end of our time together, you will see that Sophia has become much more than a name on a page. Her story has come to life. I will be moving rather quickly through each of these methods. The beauty of this year's Roots Tech Connect format is that you will have extended access to this video. After you watch the first time, if there are methods that are new to you, I would encourage you to watch again as you walk through the steps while attaching sources to one of your ancestors. Pause the video to give yourself time to complete each step. The first method that can be employed to attach sources to your ancestors at FamilySearch is called Source Linker. You can use Source Linker anytime you find a record within FamilySearch that you want to attach to an ancestor. I like to look at record hints first. These record hints show up on an ancestor's profile page in a box at the top right. FamilySearch's algorithms use facts from ancestors' profiles to match them with records that appear to belong to the ancestors. Our job as genealogists is to analyze each record hint, and if we determine the record is a match for our ancestor, attach the record to the ancestor's profile. Let's look first at the hint for the 1850 United States Census. Clicking on the record brings up a box that gives you the option to review and attach. Go ahead and click this button. On the left, you will see information from the record, in this case, the 1850 census. On the right, you will see information from the ancestor's profile. Do the names, dates, and places match? The 1850 census doesn't provide information about relationships, but we can assume that a man and a woman living in the same household are likely husband and wife if they are of similar age and no other clues exist to make you think otherwise. In this case, we already know that Sophia was married to a man named Albert Mason, so their names do match, as do their birth years of 1811 and 1807. The place, Lyman, Grafton, New Hampshire, is a little different from Monroe, where Sophia was born, although it is in the same county. From previous research, I know that Monroe was originally chartered as part of Lyman, so the places do make sense. I will click the Add button to add Sophia's 1850 residence to her profile and then type in a reason. Once I have finished those steps, I will then click Attach to link the 1850 census to Sophia's profile. Source Linker then allows you to compare and attach the record to other family members that are mentioned in the record. Clicking Compare next to Sophia's husband Albert allows Source Linker to walk me through the same steps I just completed for Sophia to attach the record to Albert. I then repeat the process for their son, Albert D. Mason. Once I have finished the process, you can see that the record is attached to each family member. Notice that there are other household members that are not a part of Sophia and Albert's immediate family. I don't know who they are yet, but hopefully I will discover additional clues as I work through this process. After I am through attaching the record to each family member, I can click the Return to Family Tree button to go back to Sophia's profile. I went through each record hint in the same way until I had analyzed and either attached or rejected every record hint. One additional detail I found to add to Sophia's story is that Mary J. Hunt was living in the household as a hired girl in 1860. Mary Jane Hunt married Sophia's son Albert Darwin Mason in 1863. Notice that again there are several people that don't seem to be related to the Mason family living in their household. Now that each record hint has been analyzed and matching records attached to Sophia's profile, I will demonstrate how Source Linker works with other records discovered within FamilySearch. Click on the FamilySearch button at the right of the screen. This will auto-populate a search of FamilySearch's database for Sophia Padelford. Sometimes records will show up in a search like this that didn't show up in the record hints. The top record is a marriage record for Sophia Padelford and Albert Mason. The marriage took place on 6th of February 1833, which matches the marriage date shown on Sophia's profile. Note that on the right-hand side of the screen, the pedigree symbol is missing on this marriage record, which means the record has not yet been attached to anyone on the tree. I will click on Sophia's name, highlighted in blue on this record, to further analyze the record. The names of Sophia and her husband Albert Mason match known information, as does the marriage date. The clerk's jurisdiction place of Lebanon bears further analysis. Lebanon, while in the same county as Monroe, is about 70 miles away. We can view the original document to get further clues before making a decision. The record has 2 pages and shows that Albert and Sophia were married by Justice Caleb Plastridge on 6th of February, 1833. No marriage or residence places are listed. However, at the bottom of the second page, it shows that this record was created by a clerk in Lebanon on October 21, 1905. It is likely that local marriage records were sent to a central place to be recorded many years after the event took place. The place of Lebanon is the place the marriage record was recorded and not necessarily the marriage place. The matching names and exact marriage date make it very probable that this marriage record does indeed belong to my Sophia and Albert. I will go back to the record page to access Source Linker. From this page, simply click Review and Attach Record. You will see that this page has the same format as when we looked at the 1850 census, with the record on the left and the information from Family Tree on the right. Names, dates, and places match, so I can type in a reason and click Attach to link the record to Sophia's profile. I will then compare and attach the record to Albert. As you can see, Source Linker makes it very easy to analyze and attach records found within FamilySearch. Source Linker is also available on your mobile device. If record hints are available for an ancestor, they will show up as a blue icon next to the ancestor's name on their profile page. Tapping that icon will take you to a list of record hints. Tap a record to bring up the information about the record, then tap Compare to access the Source Linker. The Source Linker looks and acts slightly different on a mobile device. I've included links to some articles that will walk you through the process on the presentation page at my website. The link to that page is in your syllabus. Now that we've learned about FamilySearch's Source Linker, we are ready for method number 2, RecordSeek. RecordSeek is a browser extension that makes it easy to attach records from other websites to your ancestor's profile at FamilySearch. RecordSeek currently works with Chrome, Firefox, Opera, and Safari, with the extension for Edge coming soon. Installing the extension is as simple as navigating to RecordSeek.com and dragging the RecordSeek button up to your browser's bookmark bar as shown by the arrow here. The extension will appear as a blue icon on your browser's bookmark bar. If you have trouble with this step, I have included a link to a RecordSeek troubleshooting article on the presentations page at my website. Again, you will find that link in your syllabus. Once you have installed the RecordSeek browser extension, you are ready to continue finding and attaching sources to your Ancestors profile at FamilySearch. This time, instead of clicking the FamilySearch button to search for records, I will click the Ancestry button. Please note that you will need to have an Ancestry account to be able to access records at Ancestry. If you don't have an Ancestry account, please read the article on FamilySearch partner accounts linked on the presentation page at my website. On Ancestry, I found Sophia in the 1870 census, which was one I hadn't found at FamilySearch. I clicked on the census to bring up the record page. I could see that the names, dates, and places matched known information. To attach this record to Sophia using RecordSeek, the first step is to select the information I want included in the source. You can see I've highlighted the information in blue here. Note that again, two unknown people, Martha and Ruth Shepard, are living in their household. Step 2 is to click the RecordSeek icon on the bookmark bar, as shown by the up arrow in this diagram. After clicking the RecordSeek button, a box will pop up for you to choose which service you would like to attach your source to. Click on FamilySearch. RecordSeek automatically fills in the information from the web page to the appropriate boxes in the RecordSeek tool. This is what will appear in the source fields at FamilySearch once this record is attached to Sophia's profile. Please note that you can click the turquoise box to choose which events to tag the source to. You can also change the citation format by clicking the drop-down arrow in the middle right-hand side of the box. You will see here that the information I highlighted has automatically been added to the record description box. It's almost like magic. Click Next to attach the record to Sophia's profile at FamilySearch. On this page, you can simply copy your ancestor's PID number from FamilySearch and paste it into the bottom field, then click Next. The next page allows you to type in the reason you are attaching the source to your ancestor. Once you have typed a reason, click Create and Attach. You will briefly see this progress screen and then a screen that lets you know you have successfully created and attached the source to your ancestor's profile. When I return to Sophia's source page, we can see that the 1870 census has indeed been added to her profile. Note the icon to the left of the record. Sources that come from FamilySearch show the FamilySearch icon next to them. Sources from outside websites, in this case Ancestry, have the world icon next to them. RecordSeek can also be used on your mobile device. Rather than a browser extension, you will bookmark a page and visit that bookmark every time you navigate to a record that you want to add to your ancestor's profile. Simply follow the instructions on the mobile install app at recordseek.com to get this set up. Okay, we have learned how to use FamilySearch's Source Linker and RecordSeek to help us document our ancestors' lives at FamilySearch. The third method I will demonstrate is manually attaching a source to your ancestor's profile. You might use this method to add documents that you have in your personal possession or in cases where RecordSeek might not seem like the best option for attaching a source from the internet. In my case, I found a book about the history of Barnet, Vermont, which is where Albert Mason and Sophia Padelford moved later in life. Albert and Sophia were mentioned on page 554 of this book. This book adds a key detail to Albert and Sophia's lives. It states that Albert was a farmer and an innkeeper. This would explain why there are random people living in their household on each census record I discovered. It also shows that their only son, Albert Darwin, had just one son, who died as an infant. This clues me into the fact that their family line may have ended with their grandson. Because this is an authored source, I will want to do further research to verify what is stated, but this record provides some valuable clues about my ancestors' lives, and I want to attach it to their profile at FamilySearch. I want to be able to include a screenshot of the paragraphs about my ancestors with the source citation. Using RecordSeek won't allow me to do that, so I will manually attach the record. To attach this record, I will keep it open in one window on my computer, then open a new window and navigate to Sophia's profile. Go to the Sources tab, click Add Source, and then Add New Source. I will then manually enter or copy and paste information from the tab where I am viewing the book to the fields on this source page. I typed in the name of the book for the source title. The next field gives the option to add the web page URL or a memory. You can then add a citation and describe the record. Here you can see what it will look like if I link to the web page URL. However, I decided that instead of the web page URL, I would like to add an image of the page that talks about Albert and Sophia, so I switched to Add a Memory and uploaded a screenshot of that page. In this case, I went ahead and included the full URL to the source in my source citation in the next field. Once you have added all the citation information, select the events included in the source, check the box Add Source to My Source box, and click Save. This is what the source looks like after the process is complete. You can see that the history of Barnet, Vermont has now been added to Sophia's source page. The photo icon indicates that a memory has been provided as part of the source citation. I could next navigate to Sophia's husband Albert's source page and click Add Source. I would choose Attach from Source box and then check the history of Barnet, Vermont to attach the history to Albert. This process could then be repeated to attach the source to every family member that is mentioned in this history. Attaching records manually can also be done on your mobile device. Simply navigate to the person's profile, tap Sources, and then tap the plus icon. The Family Tree app will walk you through the process. I'm so excited that these methods can be used anytime and anywhere so that we can fit family history in small increments, no matter where we are. See the syllabus or visit my presentation page at alicechilds.com for links to more articles about family history on the go. We have come to the end of my presentation, and you have now learned 3 different ways to document your ancestors' life at FamilySearch. We have discussed FamilySearch's Source Linker, the RecordSeek browser extension, and how to add sources manually. When I navigate to Sophia's source page at FamilySearch, I can see that she now has 10 sources attached to her profile. When we began, she had only 1. We have been able to verify Sophia's information with 7 sources that prove her name, 3 sources that verify her birth date, and 1 source that verifies her death. Her residence has been established by 3 census records, and her exact marriage date has been corroborated by an additional marriage record. When we began, we had minimal information. Sophia was simply a name with a few dates on a page. By analyzing and attaching records, a better picture of Sophia's life has emerged. We now know that her husband Albert was a farmer and an innkeeper, which explains why they always had different people living in their households on each census. We learned that Sophia's daughter-in-law lived with the family as a hired girl in 1860. Sophia's son Albert Darwin must have fallen in love with the hired girl as they were married 3 years later in 1863. As a side note, by finding and attaching additional records to Mary Jane, I have learned the names of her parents. The history book we found showed that Mary Jane and Albert had only 1 child who died just before his first birthday. With his death, Sophia's line ended. If I don't tell her story, who will? By finding and attaching records, I was able to document her life and connect with her. I am so happy to be able to add Sophia's story to my family narrative. This ends my presentation, 3 Easy Ways to Document Your Ancestor's Life at FamilySearch. I have additional resources available for you at my website. Simply visit alicechilds.com/presentations for links to articles and other material that delve deeper into this topic. I hope you will enjoy incorporating these methods for documenting your ancestor's life into your genealogical research. Thank you so much for watching.